Imagine this. It's the year 1602, and here, in the bustling city of Amsterdam, a single idea is about to change the world forever. It is an idea that will give birth to the first modern stock exchange and shape the financial system we still use today. This is where modern capitalism truly begins. Now, picture yourself as a merchant in the early 1600s. You offered a chance to fund a voyage to the distant Spice Islands, a journey that could make you unimaginably wealthy. But the risks are terrifying. Pirates roam the seas. Storms can destroy entire fleets in an instant. Deadly diseases can wipe out crews. A single voyage could take years, and one mistake could erase your entire fortune overnight. How could anyone possibly fund something so dangerous without facing total ruin? That question sparked a revolution, not of politics or religion, but of money itself. Dutch merchants began experimenting with a clever idea, pooling their money into small private ventures called voorcompagnieën, or pre-companies. Each investor contributed a share of the cost and, in return, received a share of the profit, or the loss. It was an early form of risk management, centuries before that term even existed. But these small ventures competed fiercely with each other, driving up costs and creating chaos in the ports. To fix this, the Dutch government stepped in. In 1602, it forced these rival ventures to merge into one massive, powerful corporation, the Dutch East India Company, known as the VOC. This was something entirely new, a company with three revolutionary traits that had never been seen before. First, it introduced the joint stock system on an unprecedented scale. Anyone, from a rich banker to a humble craftsman, could buy a small share of the company and own a piece of a global enterprise. It was the democratization of big business. Second, it was granted state-backed powers. The Dutch government gave the VOC a 21-year charter, allowing it to build forts, command its own armies, and even sign treaties in Asia. It was a company that acted like a country. And third, it enjoyed an exclusive monopoly over all Dutch trade east of the Cape of Good Hope. No other Dutch ship could legally trade in its territory. The result? A corporation so powerful it needed an equally revolutionary financial system to sustain it. The creation of the VOC immediately presented a new problem. How could all these new investors buy and sell their shares? Amsterdam already had lively markets for herring, grain, and even tulips, but this was different. People weren't just trading goods anymore, they were trading ownership itself. At first, share trading was informal, happening in open-air courtyards near the harbor, with deals sealed by a handshake. But the demand to trade these new shares exploded so quickly that by 1611, the city constructed a dedicated exchange building right on Dam Square, designed by the famous architect Hendrik de Keyser. For the first time in history, there was a physical, organized marketplace for corporate shares. This was the birth of the modern stock exchange. The Amsterdam Exchange introduced financial concepts that still define global markets today. When you bought a share of the VOC, your ownership was meticulously recorded in the company's official capital book. This single central ledger acted as the ultimate source of truth, ensuring that every transaction was legitimate and preventing fraud. But even more importantly, investors could now easily resell their shares to others. This simple idea, creating a liquid secondary market, transformed finance forever. Your investment was no longer tied to the uncertain fate of a single voyage. It became a permanent, tradable asset. When the VOC's charter was renewed in 1623, this model was confirmed, and capitalism found its heartbeat. As trading intensified, a whole new culture began to form around the exchange. Official transactions were confined to one frenzied hour each day, from 11 a.m. to noon. To gain an edge, traders would gather in nearby coffee houses and taverns, sharing rumors, insider tips, and strategies. These informal clubs became the world's first brokerage networks, precursors to the chaotic energy of a modern trading floor. Amsterdam had invented not only the tools of finance but also the very social fabric of the market: speculation, strategy, and the obsession with speed. This powerful financial system became the engine of the Dutch Golden Age. The exchange made it easy for the VOC to raise enormous sums of capital to build its fleets, pay its soldiers, and establish colonies across Asia. It turned Amsterdam into the undisputed financial capital of Europe, attracting investors and brilliant minds from across the continent. Even ordinary citizens could now participate in global trade, fueling a culture of entrepreneurship and calculated risk-taking that came to define the 17th century. The innovations born on Dam Square created the blueprint for every stock market that followed. Organized share trading, standardized record-keeping, and the concept of transparent ownership, it all began right here. Every exchange, from London to New York to Tokyo, echoes the structure first built in Amsterdam more than 4 centuries ago. The Dutch turned private risk into a public opportunity, laying the foundations of the modern capitalist world. So, the next time you check a stock price on your phone or hear the opening bell ring on Wall Street, remember where it all started. It began not with a computer algorithm or a high-frequency trader, but with a group of daring merchants in Amsterdam in 1602 who figured out a better way to chase a fortune across the sea. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the origins of modern finance, don't forget to like this video. And subscribe for more stories about the big ideas that changed our world. See you next time. The visuals within this presentation are crafted to enrich your understanding, serving as artistic interpretations and contextual aids rather than direct factual representations. Their purpose is to illuminate the narrative and deepen your engagement with the historical backdrop. Join our growing community of history enthusiasts. Hit the subscribe button, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your support keeps history alive.